Where I am now, better than before. Through those open doors, where I am now, where I am now, I'm in a special place. I'll tell you all the place where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. Where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 Studio, WMVA 88.9 Studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page or Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page, and you can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the globe via your internet, all you have to do is go to WPCE1400.com, WGPL1350.com, click and listen live. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors. Let's welcome WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace, 95.3 FM, WPCE 1400 AM, and WMVA 88.9 FM. Good morning to you.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We'll shout you out later on in the show.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Like, share, comment, subscribe. Get yourself over to our newest platform on YouTube. That's FYI Radio Show host Yolanda Hinton and Cristo Records One, Cristo Records One. Go over there now. We'll shout you out right now.
Shut up.
Mr. E.
Yes.
What day is it today?
Today. Hump Day.
That's a wonderful, almost time to vote. Hump Day, Mr. E.
That's what today is. Hump Day is the middle of the week, and you should be on and popping.
Good morning, Sheila Green. Thank you for joining us. Thank you all so much for your support. But guess what, Mr. E? Guess what we have?
Yeah.
We have the current job list.
That's right. If you need a job, get a job, want to go to work, they said the percentage of unemployment has gone completely down in the 757 and in Virginia. So if you need a job, listen, I want to let you know Home Depot is hiring, Lowe's are hiring, Target is hiring, Federal Express is hiring, and a lot of people are hiring around the 757 in the 757. And also, if you don't say that you don't need a job, if you need a job and you've been incarcerated, they got programs available for everybody.
I want to say good morning to my beautiful daughter, Crystal. I'll see you in a little bit, girl. Mr. E, we have so much to go over today. But we have the current job list, and boy, do we have a lot of jobs.
That's right, Miss Hinton. The Legal Aid Society of Eastern Virginia is looking for a financial officer, and the Children's Center is looking for a pre-K teacher, a facility manager, a family service manager.
Absolutely. For kids, they need an intake specialist, they need a hotline manager, an education coordinator, and they also need a maintenance technician.
YWCA of Southampton Road has 5 openings.
Yes.
They need a crisis service specialist, a CARE advocate, care advocate, a residential service assistant, nights and weekends, a residential service assistant part-time, and a case manager.
Wow, we have coordinator. We need a coordinator, a program coordinator for -9. This is new. Child care program coordinator, again for -9. Also, 5 positions are available at the Virginia, at the ODU for Virginia Health Services. And we have Bay Aging,
That's right.
Assistant Director, Multifamily Housing Management, Fiscal Assistant, Enrollment, and it goes on and on.
That's
Mr.
right.
E.
Crystal Broadcasting Network, they looking for remote contact center represented and CAPS of Suffolk Coalition Against Poverty in Suffolk is looking for a director full time.
We have the Virginia Children's Chorus. They need an assistant chorus manager. Also, Suffolk Public Library. They need a librarian, community engagement. We have the United Jewish Federation of Tidewater, which needs a staff accountant.
The YMCA of Hampton Roads is looking for a school age care bus driver, and the Tidewater Friends of Foster Care is looking for tutoring program assistant full time.
All right, Bay Agent again, they need marketing and communications manager, a VDC tax manager as well.
Catholic Charity of Eastern Virginia is looking for a social worker. Habitat for Humanity of Southampton Roads has 2 positions available. They are looking for a development manager and administrative manager.
All right, here we go with Virginia Living Museum. They have 8 openings.
Yeah.
They need an annual fund officer, a data coordinator, digital marketing coordinator, executive administrator, guest engagement associate, marketing and communications manager, systems administrator, and science education animal program.
So if you need a job, and say you can't get a job, well, we just read off a lot of jobs out there that's available just for you.
Absolutely. Now, you know, it's already posted on our pages. Go to Yolanda Hinton's personal page, Edward Everett's personal page, FYI's personal page, LinkedIn. It's there. You go and get it, share it, keep it. And these are some great jobs, Mr.
And tell somebody who's in need of a job that they can go and get a job.
Absolutely. So today is FYI radio show. What's under the hat?
Yeah.
And guess what, Mr. E? We pushing the boat. But our topic is SELMA and the right to vote.
That's right.
Mr.
Selma.
E, you mentioned
right.
a movie that is on Netflix, SELMA.
That's right.
I'm sure so many of you all throughout history, throughout the years, have heard of this place called SELMA. And we're going to talk about SELMA and the March on SELMA, because something happened in this place, Mr. E, and I'm telling you, this thing helped push an initiative to where we are now with the right to vote as African American people.
Well, Ms. Hinton, I want to let our listening audience know that Selma is a city in Alabama. Selma is a city in Alabama, and Montgomery is close to it, and Birmingham. And Selma is a place where history was made. I saw this movie on Netflix, and listen, I advise anybody and everybody to go down to Selma and go to Netflix and look at it. Selma is located high on the banks of Alabama River in Dallas County, of which it is the county seat. The city is best known for the Battle of Selma, for the Selma Montgomery March.
Absolutely.
And if anybody know anything about the Selma Montgomery March, that's when Dr. Martin Luther King came on the scene and they began to protest for a right, Ms. Hinton.
Absolutely. January 1965, Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., the most prominent leader of the civil rights movement in the United States, launched a campaign of civil disobedience in Selma, Alabama, to bring national attention to disenfranchisement of Black voters in the South. On Sunday, March the 7th, as a part of this campaign, 400 mostly Black protesters, not including King, tried to march across the Pettus Bridge just outside of Selma, only to be stopped by state troopers and local lawmen who attacked them with tear gas and clubs. Now, did you all hear that?
Yeah.
With tear gas and clubs. First of all, they didn't give them the right to vote. They didn't give them the right to register. And they wanted to block them with violence.
That's right. You know, back in the day, that day, Miss Hinton, when they was fighting, they were struggling. The fight was on. They was fighting to vote. Mm-hmm. They wanted the right to vote. Mm-hmm. They just want to voice their opinion. I read somewhere down there when you had to pay poll taxes in Selma, it was 50 cents just for poll taxes, just the right to sign your name on the document to vote.
Yes, they said that night all three national television networks broadcast film of the assault. The broadcast sparked outrage against the attackers and sympathy protests across the country. King announced that he would lead a renewed march over the bridge on Tuesday, March 9th. By early Tuesday morning, however, King had learned that President Lyndon Johnson, who helped and needed to win federal voting rights legislation, did not want him to march.
Yeah.
And that a federal judge had issued a restraining order against the march until a hearing could be held. King thought the supporters' passions were so strong that he might not be able to cancel the march, even if he wanted to. Yet the modern civil rights movement had never before defied a federal court order. President Johnson's representatives told King that he might avoid violating the judge's order if he marched to the bridge and then turned around before crossing it. King did not say what he would do, however, and a few of his supporters knew about the turnaround possibility. They were going to do it anyway.
That's right. That's right.
Several hours later, with television cameras recording the unfolding events, King led 2,000 marchers to the bridge where state troopers and lawmen waited. Should he try to turn the march around, which his followers might not accept, or try to cross the bridge, contrary to the president's wishes and a federal restraining order?
You know, Miss Hinton, during that time also, there was a fellow by the name of Wallace. Governor Wallace was the governor of that time. I mean,
pure racist.
Pure racist is what folks was trying to do, what they was going through. When we begin to look at this, I just want you to visualize this, Miss Hinton, that back in that day, that how that struggle took place. Mm-hmm. You know, that when I looked at the movie Selma and I saw in 1965, now you got to remember 1963, President Kennedy died. Mm-hmm. So this is a new day. This is something brand new.
Modern, right here, almost at the door.
Whoever thought that there would be a race war in the 60s, in 1965, that's when they tried to cross over the bridge. And when they tried to cross over the bridge, my God, they started beating them folk with billy clubs. Now, it shows on that show, Selma, that they had baseball bats wrapped with barbed wire. Baseball bats wrapped with barbed wire. And they also had guns and horses and
everything
and dogs that they brought out there to the march to tear these people's heads off. It was one of the hardest things if you for me to watch on TV and to see the struggle. All black folks wanted to do was to vote.
Was the vote, which was it should have been,
Easy.
easy. It should have been, oh, come on, yeah, you're a part of this country.
Yeah.
Yes, come on, lift your voice, vote. But instead, it's like, how dare you even want to vote? How dare you want to register to vote? How dare you want a voice in this country? How dare you stand before us, black people, like you all are somebody?
Yeah.
Like you all are human. Because they wanted to coin African American people, black people, as animals.
That's right. Monkeys.
Not human,
Yeah.
monkeys. And all of a sudden, here you all standing up talking about lifting your voice and changing policies and laws and what? Who do you think you are? I tell you what, try it.
That's right.
And this is the wonderful thing about Martin Luther King and his movement. It was a nonviolent movement.
That's right.
And they were willing to pay the price to be able to cast their vote. They were willing to be whipped, thrown in jail, bit by dogs, beat over their head, water. At one time, they had water, spraying them with water.
That's right.
They were willing to pay the price.
And Ms. Hinton, in that also, they had to go around the back. When they put the application, when they fill out the application to register to vote, they had all the right answers. There was a quiz that you had to take back in that day in order for you to be able to vote there. And some of those folks that gave the quiz was a Caucasian fellow that was in charge, denied it because even though you got all the answers right, they denied you the right to even have the audacity or to vote, And these folks won't voting to be Democrats or Republicans. They just wanted an opportunity to vote.
They called it Bloody Sunday.
Yeah.
Bloody Sunday?
That's right. It was a bloody Sunday. If you look at SELMA, you'll see the struggle. It was a struggle in 1965. It was a struggle for African American folks to even go to the polls, to pull the lever, and to have a choice of who they want to put in office. That fight, and see, the fight was to the point where we ought to be able to look back on the fight and run down to the polls and pull the lever.
And that's why we're talking about it.
That's right.
Do you see, it wasn't an easy thing. We have it easy. We can sit back, we can vote or not vote. We can sit back and be slowful or procrastinate or make excuses that my voice don't matter.
That's right.
But we want you all to rewind. Mr. E said, go look at that movie on Netflix.
Yeah.
Go and visit history. Google it and see that people got their head busted open to the white meat, Mr. E,
down to the white meat. Yeah.
To vote.
That's right.
This is important. And this election is definitely important.
That's right.
These things brought on change. Sometimes you have to fight.
That's right.
Sometimes you have to get busted off.
That's right. You got to go through. That's
sometimes
right.
You got to go through. Sometimes you have to endure so others can have the privilege. And that's why we are pushing the vote. You all have a privilege. You all are privileged. You all don't have to get beat in the head. Now, listen, we're going to talk about some things that are still going on, like voter suppression.
That's right.
But I'm telling you, you still have the right because people were willing to go through it for you. You have that right to vote. You have the right to get out there, and you should. You may have a choice whether you're going to do it or not, but you should. You should think on those that have worked for this cause and have given you the right to go in there and not be looked at like you was crazy, because
That's
those
right.
folks were looking at black people like, you really think you're going to come here? We just try it. You don't have to go through that.
That's right.
You don't have to go through that.
Somebody fought for you, Miss Hinton.
We know certain things still exist. And Mr. E, we do have some information on some of voter suppression, because you still have folk that even though they may not be beating you upside the head, they want to still keep you from voting. And one of the things that keep people voting is this con that says your vote don't count. That's a con. That's just one thing that gets in the mind of people that want to believe that. Now, we're going to say that's a lie.
That's right.
And we're going to tell you that you're going to push away some of these things that's going to cause you not to go out there and lift your voice. And then, Mr. E, there are some things that's going on with voter suppression, people doing certain things. Look, we just saw in 2020 with the former president, some of their friends and all them, they didn't want the, what do you call it, be validated, the election, and so you got people trying to steal machines and change votes. They got those crooks, and some of them already in jail.
Now, what about what's his name, Giuliani? What did he do to those African American folks that now he's got to pay a big price for it?
Accuse them of doing something shady with the machines and with voting. See what I'm saying? You trying to come in and trying to do a number because you don't have what it takes to keep winning.
That's right.
Or to win.
And then they're going to tell you about what information that you need. Listen to me. If you haven't got yourself together to vote, get your driver's license or your registration card or your ID. Make sure your ID is up to date, not expired. And make sure you got a light bill, telephone bill, or Visa bill, whatever kind of bill that you got that has your address on it, and take it to the polls when you go.
Yes, this year legislation across the country have continued to introduce and pass voting legislation far above pre-2021 rates. You know, you have states that have enacted 18 restricting voting laws.
That's right.
Did you hear that? They want to restrict.
That's right.
Now, if you got what it takes and you think you a winner, why are you restricting people? Why are you trying to keep people from casting their vote? Why are you trying to make it hard for people to vote? This should be the easiest thing in the world, especially now, Mr. E, with technology.
And not only that, Ms. Hinton, everybody has a right. The right that you got the right to vote. You got the right. You done been through the storm. Somebody before you done had to endure. Your grandma, your grandma, your grandma had to endure a struggle so that your daddy had to go through, and especially black men, listen, stop that nonsense. Your vote don't count. Stop that they gonna put whatever they gonna put in the house. You know, look at the struggle of what they had to endure in order for you to have this golden opportunity to pull the level.
Absolutely. Like I said, like we were talking about, there are restrictions. People are trying to do all kind of things. Limits on mail and absentee votes have been the most prevalent restrictions implemented in the last 4 years. You have voters in at least 22 states. They will face 38 new restrictions on their ability to vote absentee that were not in place in 2020. So these new laws curtail access to absentee ballots in several ways, including by shortening the window to apply or return a mail ballot, restricting assistance in returning a mail ballot or mail a ballot application, reducing the availability of mail ballot drop boxes.
Yeah.
You know, come on now. Listen.
And even though in your local facilities, you know, we're looking at voting for the president. Let's look at local. Let's look at local right here in your neighborhood, in your community, the things that you need, the things that you want, and the things that, you know, that's all about in your community that you have the right to vote about. You know, there's some folks in Chesapeake, they're trying to right now to have the right to have recycling. You know, you said recycling. Yeah, recycling. You know, when you can take the plastic and everything that's a throwaway and get your city, and you can get extra money on your bill for the recycle.
And it helps the environment.
That's right. That's right. And not only that, Miss Hinton, there are some things that going around. Who wants to see a bunch of folks stand on the corner in the neighborhood, raggedy cars that make your neighborhood look? And that ain't no antique car. You know that ain't no antique car. It's a car that's in your yard that you cannot afford to fix. Get rid of the junk so you won't have all that stuff. You're never going to repair. It's just like the clothes in your closet. You got clothes that you know you ain't going to wear, but you keep them around for what reason?
So you have issues on the local level, you have state issues, and national things are on the ballot that we should pay attention
That's right.
to.
That's right.
How things affect you, how things affect you individually, your family, your community. We need to be up on what's going on. We should be up on voter suppression and how people are doing things in a sneaky way. Listen, hopefully, Mr. E, these folk now will not be as devilish as they were in trying to take away the rights of people through any means necessary, or to take away the right for us to have a civil election and call it like it is. Hopefully, we won't have the Giulianis that will go out there and have false electors that will go in and try to take away the rights of people and say that people are doing something and just make people's life a living hell. You just mentioned that case with the two people, the daughter and the mother.
Yeah.
And they won that case against Giuliani and his cohorts, and they are vindicated now. But I hope, like we said, Mr. E, that you don't have a group that's out there to try to do a number on people, especially people of color, to not be able to vote so they can put folk in that they want by any means necessary.
That's what we're trying to say. Listen, what we're trying to say to you, my brothers and sisters, and people out there in our listening audience, what we're trying to say to you, you have your God-given right. Go out there and pull the lever. You don't have to pull the lever because of race, creed, or color. Pull the lever for what you think is right. Pull the right lever. Pull the lever that you want to see, who you want to see in office. You got so many folks that running so much around here in our local, in our states, all over the world, and that we need to put the right candidates in the right place. We need to put mayors in mayor's place that's going to do something for our state, our city. Governors. We need to put the right people in the House where folks are listening to the voice of the community. There's some things in our community that may not be going right. Crime, it's just not a one-sided track. Let's take our communities back. Grandma and them, come on back outside and put that wisdom back into the children and walk them down the street to make sure that there's no problem in our community. Bring our neighborhoods and our community back up the stuff and make our green grass grow so it looks good in our neighborhood.
Absolutely. We have 13 days left.
Yeah.
You all should be up and popping and ready to vote. You got early voting. Make sure you find out where you can early vote at. And then on November the 5th, you can cast your vote. I'm telling you, we're counting on you all. We're counting on you all to get great leaders in these places so we can have a better country, a better world, a better community.
That's right.
And with community, I wanted to make an announcement before we go. Crystal Community Development Corporation Young Women Achieving Success Program will start this evening. We have our Zoom update session. And if you all want information on how your girls 11 to 17 can be a part of this wonderful mentoring program, after school program in Chesapeake, you don't have to be from Chesapeake, but that's where our site is, and also online. Please inbox me or call 757-287-6792. Mr. E, talking about a young lady achieving success. Good morning, treasure. Happy belated birthday. So listen, come over here for a few minutes. We have some upcoming shows, but we want to thank you for joining us. And Mr. E, you need to sing your song.
Vote, vote, vote.
Vote. That's
vote
right.
The devil out.
Don't. We need good leaders. If you got some devilish leaders in there that don't care about the people, let's vote the devil
That's right. And go down there to the polls. You want your community to be a great community. Go down to the polls. We want our children to be able to walk and play in our community safe and sound. We want our homes to be safe. We want taxes to go down. You know, some folks are paying taxes on psychedelic shacks. So you know, you don't need to be paying no taxes on those shacks. We want you to be living above mean. We don't want you to be living below. So go on out there and pull the lever. Read the ballots. Read the ballots when you go out there. If you got a friend, take a friend when you go. Take a friend of somebody. When you go, pack your car up and take everybody with you so that they can vote just like you vote.
You all have a wonderful day. We got 13 days left. Take advantage of it. Be blessed. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm at Everette, the co-host. If you'd like to be a special guest, a sponsor, or intern and want to be on FYI, give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can email us at FYIRadioShowLive@gmail.com. Don't forget to give us a call at 757-714-7861 and have a wonderful, wonderful hump day.
All right, listen, we are getting closer and closer to that day. We need great leaders.
That's right.
You all need to go ahead and pick people that are willing to lead and bring this country to a place and a height where it needs to go now. Y'all can sit back and play with these folk that's out here, just want to pull down our democracy, pull down our community, and go sit back and turn people against each other. Do that if you want to. It's going to be bad for your future and for your children and your children's children. Do the right thing. Do the right thing and vote for what's right.
That's right. You got to make up in your mind that you want to vote for everything that is right for your community and for your family. You know, there's some things that you find on the ballot that I can't tell you. We can't tell you who to vote for, but you got to read for yourself. But if you call me later, I'll tell you who to vote for.
I'm ready to vote, Mr. E. I am so ready to vote. I'm going to vote early. I'm so excited to do that. And we want you all to make sure you get your mom, your dad, your brothers, your cousins, and everybody out there and get to the polls and vote for the right person. Stop playing with this stuff and stop acting like, oh, we can sit up here and play games with our society. We can pull it down and do whatever we want to do and laugh and joke and think people that's doing dishonest things. Mr. E just mentioned Giuliani.
That's right.
Is he laughing now?
He ain't
Are
laughing
you all
now.
laughing? Thought it was cute to be on the side of people that are doing things to others just to win so they can have power?
You know, that caused trauma to those two ladies also.
That's why they won.
They had to go to mental illness specialists. They had to go and see psychiatrists because they was put in a position to say that they doing something with the American vote, with the voting machines and with the voting paper, that they was dishonest. A mother and a daughter who's they taking their civil rights, their duties to go and work the polls. I'm gonna be working the polls. I'm gonna be out there, and I'm not gonna tell you who to vote for. I'm not gonna instruct you but I'm gonna be out there broadcasting live for FYI for the station here. I'm gonna make it my business because I want you to understand. I want you to see that voting is right. Say a word. Say what you feel. You have the freedom. You ain't enslaved. Nobody can control you. You have the God-given freedom to vote. So make it your business to go out there and vote. Good morning, T. Good morning, T. Good morning, T.
We're going to actually, on our Friday segment, give you a little bit of information on the Central Park 5 and the lawsuit that is coming against former President Trump for defamation. We're going to talk about that and some other things, but we're also going to continue to push the vote and also give you information again about Crystal Community Development Corporation, Young Men and Women Achieving Success Program. We want your children to be a part of this. we have a pizza and a dialogue is coming up, and you all that have youth groups, please, we want you to participate. We will be gearing up next year for our anti-bullying rally, our community against bullying, the call to action now. That's already in the mind and in the works, and I'm very excited about that. So we'll be giving you a lot of information on Friday about some things. Also, some upcoming shows. Mr. E, we have Chris Hinton that's going to be coming on talking about real estate and first-time buyers.
That's right.
I know you all want a home, and he'll have that information. Also, Miss Serena Mann, she has an organization. I talked with her on yesterday, and I'm so excited to be able to hear more about the organization and initiative that is going on in her world. So she'll be on as well.
And the mayor goes
and
sneak
Mayor,
in. Yeah.
Mayor Kenny Alexander of
That's
North
right.
Virginia.
That's right.
Oh my goodness, I always love when he's on. Mr. E, good friends with the mayor. He will be here, and we just want to, have a wonderful, wonderful show. There are some things that are going to be happening with our After Dark show, and also I want you all to join me this evening. I have the Girls Club at 6:00. But I'm going to pop on around 7, and I'm going to talk to you about the anti-bullying initiative. This is Anti-Bullying Month. But some of the things that we need to do going forward as parents, as educators, as mental health specialists, as students, I'm going to just share some things with you all about that on this evening as well. So listen, we're going to see you all on Fun Friday, and we want to just thank you all for coming on with us and your support. Mr. East is going to tell you how to be a sponsor intern or a special guest. And also, we want you to follow us on social media as well. Mr. E?
If you'd like to be a special guest or sponsor of the most talked about radio show in the whole world, all you have to do is give us a call at 757-714-7861 or email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com, or you can inbox us at Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page, and let us know that you'd like to be a special guest, like to be in our audience, or you'd like for us to bring something else to the table that would help our community to rise above. Okay? Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 757-714-7861.
It's going to be a beautiful day in the Hampton Roads area. So we'll see you back here on Friday. Enjoy this beautiful day.
God bless you. 2 up, 2 down, VA.